Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Ryan Prosick. PennDOT has restored temporarily reduced speed limits on several interstates in our area due to the winter weather. Speed limits were reduced to 45 miles per hour on Interstate 80, Interstate 81, and Interstate 84. Speed limits on those roadways have been restored to normal after the winter weather has passed through our area. To check current road conditions, you can visit 511pa.com. The Scranton Police Department announced on Monday that a fake GoFundMe account has been established regarding wounded Scranton detective Kyle Gilmartin. Detective Gilmartin, a 9-year veteran of the Scranton Police Force, was seriously injured after he was struck by gunfire and sustained life-threatening injuries during the early morning shootings on Thursday, January 11th. Several Scranton businesses will be offering discounts for their services and donating the funds to the family of Detective Gilmartin. However, Scranton Police announced Monday that a possibly fraudulent GoFundMe page has been created in regards to Detective Gilmartin. Police say they urge everyone to use caution and due diligence when donating to crowdfunding. Those looking to help out can contribute to the genuine GoFundMe account by searching Detective Kyle Gilmartin on the GoFundMe website. The genuine GoFundMe account was created by Detective Paul Tomzik, and the account is backed by the Fraternal Order of Police EB German Lodge 2. The alleged fraudulent account has been reported to law enforcement and is being investigated. A woman has been arrested in Hanover Township after police say she failed to return over $18,000 worth of rented equipment. According to police, Mattia Collymore was arrested on January 16th in connection with an incident where approximately $18,300 worth of equipment was taken from the United Rentals business in Hanover Township and not returned. Collymore has been charged with theft of leased property in connection with the incident and has been released in lieu of $25,000 unsecured bail. Her preliminary hearing is scheduled for January 31st. All charges have been dropped against 5 Lackawanna County Youth and Family Services caseworkers charged with failing to report abuse. Randy Ramick, Eric Krauser, Brian Walker, Amy Helkowski, and Sadie O'Day were charged by police back in June for failing to report abuse and endangering children. However, Judge James Gibbons ruled on Friday that the 5 caseworkers are immune from prosecution under state law. The Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office has released a statement disagreeing with the dismissal of the charges and stating that Child Protective Service workers should not be allowed to ignore their responsibilities. The office has also stated an intention to appeal the case immediately. Pennsylvania State Police are investigating the use of counterfeit money at a Schuylkill County store. According to State Police, the suspect shown on screen used a counterfeit $100 bill at the Dollar General in Reedsville. The store is located along Route 183 in Wyln Township. Anyone with information regarding the suspect's identity is asked to contact the Schuylkill Haven Barracks at 570-754-4600. A Lock Haven man is now facing charges of sexual assault. 19-year-old Demario Bear was first arrested on January 4th on charges of walking around Robb Elementary School with a handgun. During the incident, the school was put on lockdown and a perimeter was set up around the school. According to the Clinton County District Attorney's Office, Bear is now facing additional charges for a total of 48 counts of sex-related offenses against a minor. Police say they discovered evidence of Bear's alleged sex crimes, which include statutory assault, indecent assault, and the corruption of minors, during the investigation of the lockdown incident. Bear remains incarcerated and bail has been set at $40,000 for the new case. The Nanticoke City Fire Department responded to a 2-vehicle crash with entrapment on Saturday. According to officials, when crews arrived on scene, one vehicle had sustained heavy damage, while the other vehicle was a distance up the road. Crews say they were able to extricate the trapped victim within minutes of arriving on scene. Both victims were transported to a nearby medical facility for treatment. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation by the Nanticoke City Police Department. The extent of the injuries sustained in the crash is unknown at this time. Schuylkill County detectives are asking the public for help in locating a wanted St. Clair man. Daryl James Becker is currently wanted on an active bench warrant. Becker has been declared an absconder after he violated his probation. The original charges in the case are driving under the influence and impaired ability or incapable of driving safely. Becker is described as standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing approximately 160 pounds. Becker's last known address is 215 South Morris Street in St. Clair. If you have information on the whereabouts of Becker, you are asked to contact the Schuylkill County District Attorney's Office at 570-628-1350. A man from Frackville is behind bars after police say he stole a vehicle. According to police, 3 separate incidents led to the arrest of Christopher Contreras. The first incident occurred at approximately 7:30 p.m. on January 8th, when police were called to the 400 block of West Pine Street for a report of a domestic disturbance. Police say Contreras fled the scene and then stole a 2006 gold Chevrolet Cobalt on North Street. Contreras was also seen wearing the same clothes as the suspect from the 7:30 p.m. incident, which was a black hoodie, black sweatpants, and glasses. Later that evening, a male was reported to be sneaking around and exiting an enclosed carport in the borough of Gilberton on the 1400 block of Railroad Street. Contreras was taken into custody without issue when an officer spotted him hitchhiking in the area of 2014 Main Street. Contreras has been charged with theft of a motor vehicle and receiving stolen property. He remains behind bars of the School County Prison on $50,000 cash bail. According to officials, additional charges are expected, but have not yet been filed. Coming up on WYLN News, the West Hazleton Borough Manager steps down. Plus, 12 Hazleton area high school students participate in the PMEA District 9 Band Festival. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Melania. It's gonna be really cool tomorrow, so bundle up.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A woman is wanted by the Carbon County Sheriff's Office. Jasmine Yates is wanted on charges of DUI impairability, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, simple possession, possession of marijuana, theft by unlawful taking, and receiving stolen property. Yates is believed to have ties to the Jim Thorpe area. If you have any information regarding her whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Office at 570-325-2821. The West Hazleton Borough Manager has announced that she plans to step down. According to officials, Annie Morell has served as the Borough Manager for about a year, but gave notice of her intention to step down on Friday. Morell previously served as Hazleton Zoning Officer and as the Secretary for the Hazleton Zoning Board before succeeding Jane McCoolka as the Borough Manager. McCoolka had served as the Borough Manager for 22 years. The West Hazleton Council has announced plans to hold a short meeting this week to accept Morell's resignation and appoint an interim manager. The council will also begin the process for hiring a new borough manager. 12 Hazleton area high school students traveled to New Milford, Pennsylvania last week to participate in the PMEA District 9 Band Festival. The event ran from Thursday, January 11th to Friday, January 12th at Blue Ridge High School. During the event, the students had the opportunity to rehearse and put together a public concert with 160 of the best student musicians from over 40 high schools in northeastern Pennsylvania. Each student that participated in the event was selected through auditions. The guest conductor for the festival was Dr. William Stoneman from Messiah University. Coming up on Berwick's News Choice, we recap the rest of Super Wildcard Weekend on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, we learn about the dangers of tailgating on this week's Trooper Talk Tuesday. And stay right here because we'll be right back on WYLN TV.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. John Degenhardt. On this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, I'm going to do something I've never done before. As a healer, what kind of advice can I give you for the new year? Stay tuned.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Let's Talk Sports. You already know what we're going to talk about on this segment, but before we get to that, I want to get to some better news. We had the Hazleton area girls capturing a big win on Monday, 83-59 over Wyoming Valley West. They struggled a little bit in the first quarter with some turnovers, but they cleaned it up in the second very quickly as they took a 38-23 lead into half. And guess what? They never gave it back. They just kept the pressure on. The full court press was working all night from to generate turnovers. It was an impressive showing for the Hazleton area girls Cougars basketball team, but they just played as a team. It was a great team effort. High efficient looks all night, whether it was from inside the paint or the three-point line. They just looked like they were clicking on all levels, and it was a great showing as they improve to 13-1 and 6-0 in conference play. So congrats to them on their big victory as they advance to 13-1. And, it's time. We have to talk about it. I know the Steelers lost as well yesterday, but I feel like that loss was more expected as they were 10-point underdogs against the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills were one of the hottest teams in football. But as for the Philadelphia Eagles, they lost last night in Tampa Bay 32-9. Now, thoughts on the game, it was incredibly sloppy. The offensive play calling was horrid. I can't make it up. There's no other word to describe it. The screens, the out routes, they had to have more variety in play calling. A.J. Brown wasn't there, and they called the slant one time to Devontae Smith. Ran about 50 yards upfield, never called it again. Honestly, it is just puzzling. I don't know if it was Nick Sirianni. I don't know if it was Brian Johnson, but I'm here to make the case that you should clean out the coaching staff almost completely. O-line coach and special teams coach can stay. They're great at what they do. Jake Elliott's been fantastic all year, and Jeff Stoutland has developed countless offensive linemen to all-pro potential. So those two can stay in my book. They're fantastic coaches, but everyone else has to go, honestly. I don't know if they're going to do it with Sirianni. I'm confident that Matt Patricia or Sean Desai, whoever you want to credit the defense to, both of them will be gone, as well as Brian Johnson. It was just a laughable showing last night. The team just looked like it quit on itself. And it hurts me deep down because it was Jason Kelsey's final game. He announced his retirement. He told his teammates he was retiring after the game. And to go out like that for a legend like him, honestly, disgraceful. There's no other words to put it, because he's given it all to this city, whether it be the speech after the Super Bowl win, the numerous acts he does for charity. He's just a fantastic guy, and to go out like this is honestly terrible, and he might not be the only one. Lane Johnson and Fletcher Cox might go out the same way. Brandon Graham says he wants to run it back for one more year. We got to do that, honestly. He's a veteran leadership, and we need that right now in this locker room. But here's what I got to say about Nick Sirianni. I think they might keep him. It's the only one that's up and down in the air right now. But I got to ask, what does he do proficiently for an NFL coach standpoint? Does he have innovative schemes that keep other teams guessing? Obviously not. We've seen that last night. We saw it throughout the end of the season there. No great schemes. Does he develop talent well? No, he has not developed the talent on this team to the level it's supposed to be at. I credit that to Shane Steichen, who is now in the Colts, who we saw coach a magnificent season without his first-round quarterback, and he did it with Gardner Minshew. And they almost took him to the playoffs. They were this close. 4th down away, honestly, but it's just one of those things where I don't think you could keep this man. And one last thing, is he a leader of the locker room? That was his whole mantra kind of deal, a Philly guy kind of thing. But it just didn't end that way. He lost the locker room, and when you lose the locker room and you're a locker room guy and you don't bring anything else in terms of player development or schemes, you got to go. I mean, there's so many names out there right now that are more appealing. Mike Vrabel, he's a fantastic leader. He's a good football coach. There's some deficiencies in his game, but the pros outweigh the cons. Also, Brian Johnson from the Lions, creative schemes. Bobby Slowick from the Houston Texans. Look what he's done with C.J. Stroud. Look at those schemes. Incredible stuff. Bill Belichick, obviously that's a debated one. You go back and forth on that one, but he's led many teams to Super Bowls, and he has that coaching experience. And then it's just one of those things where I don't know. You got to revamp the whole locker room. But this was a disgrace of a collapse. They had the 1 seed in their grasp, and they just threw it all away. They threw the 1 seed, they threw the division, they threw a home playoff game. It's all the way to go to Tampa Bay and get absolutely stomped by Baker Mayfield. Don't get me wrong. Congrats to Baker Mayfield. He deserves it after being discarded by the Cleveland Browns for giving it all he had. I'll credit him. I'm not saying that Philly's coaches lost him this game and Baker Mayfield didn't go out and win it. It was a little of both, because he did enough to win, but the Philly coaches the players should all the revamp needs to happen. It needs to happen fast. And I hope Howie can do it, but I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in him. It pains me to say that as well. He needs to reevaluate where to allocate his draft sources. A lot on the defensive line that just didn't pay off through the end of the season there. Brandon Graham is your most productive pass rusher when you're paying Hassan Reddick a ton. He's dropping into coverage some of the time. I'm not blaming that on him. But Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis were both non-existent towards the end of the season. And 2 first-round picks is a lot to invest on interior defensive linemen, which is not considered a premium position in the league, but it's still important. But anyway, the Eagles need to reevaluate this whole team this offseason. The whole coaching staff, everyone needs to be reevaluated, and you need to get a guy in here that knows how to call an offense, which Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson have proved that they do not know how to run an NFL offense. So anyway, that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
High school basketball is here. Check out all the live action on Wyln TV 35, where we bring you the event, not just the highlights. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is proud to partner with Wyln to bring you all the best high school sports action. Lehigh Valley Health Network is your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in to another Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today I'm talking to you about tailgating. Yes, tailgating. Everybody can't stand when somebody's behind them tailgating. Now, what is it? What it means is the car behind you is traveling too close to you to where if you needed to stop, they would actually not have enough proper stopping distance and they would actually hit you, causing a crash. Now, if you are one of those people who tailgate, I'm going to tell you this, slow down. Make sure you allow a proper stopping distance, because in the event of a child or somebody running out into a roadway and the car in front of you has to stop quickly, you wouldn't be able to and you would cause a crash. You can be cited for that. It's a $25 fine plus cost. It ends up to be around $180 some. Okay? That's entirely too much for something that can be avoided. Allow at least a car length distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. This way it gives you proper stopping distance. Plus, if we're out, state police is out, and we see somebody following too close, tailgating, we can initiate a traffic stop just because we see it. So you don't want to meet us that way. Allow proper stopping distance, allow a car length distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and you'll have no issues. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
If you're just tuning in, here's a recap of our top stories. PennDOT has restored temporarily reduced speed limits on several interstates in our area due to the winter weather. Speed limits were reduced to 45 miles per hour on Interstate 80, Interstate 81, and Interstate 84. Speed limits on those roadways have been restored to normal after the winter weather has passed through our area. To check current road conditions, you can visit 511pa.com. The Scranton Police Department announced on Monday that a fake GoFundMe account has been established regarding wounded Scranton detective Kyle Gilmartin. Detective Gilmartin, a 9-year veteran of the Scranton Police Force, was seriously injured after he was struck by gunfire and sustained life-threatening injuries during the early morning shootings on Thursday, January 11th. Several Scranton businesses will be offering discounts for their services and donating the funds to the family of Detective Gilmartin. However, Scranton Police announced Monday that a possibly fraudulent GoFundMe page has been created in regards to Detective Gilmartin. Police say they urge everyone to use caution and due diligence when donating to crowdfunding. Those looking to help out can contribute to the genuine GoFundMe account by searching Detective Kyle Gilmartin on the GoFundMe website. The genuine GoFundMe account was created by Detective Paul Tomzik, and the account is backed by the Fraternal Order of Police EB German Lodge 2. The alleged fraudulent account has been reported to law enforcement and is being investigated. A woman has been arrested in Hanover Township after police say she failed to return over $18,000 worth of rented equipment. According to police, Mattia Collymore was arrested on January 16th in connection with an incident where approximately $18,300 worth of equipment was taken from the United Rentals business in Hanover Township and not returned. Collymore has been charged with theft of leased property in connection with the incident and has been released in lieu of $25,000 unsecured bail. Her preliminary hearing is scheduled for January 31st. All charges have been dropped against 5 Lackawanna County Youth and Family Services caseworkers charged with failing to report abuse. Randy Ramick, Eric Krauser, Brian Walker, Amy Helkowski, and Sadie O'Day were charged by police back in June for failing to report abuse and endangering children. However, Judge James Gibbons ruled on Friday that the 5 caseworkers are immune from prosecution under state law. The Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office has released a statement disagreeing with the dismissal of the charges and stating that Child Protective Service workers should not be allowed to ignore their responsibilities. The office has also stated an intention to appeal the case immediately. Pennsylvania State Police are investigating the use of counterfeit money at a Schuylkill County store. According to State Police, the suspect shown on screen used a counterfeit $100 bill at the Dollar General in Reedsville. The store is located along Route 183 in Wayne Township. Anyone with information regarding the suspect's identity is asked to contact the Schuylkill Haven Barracks at 570-754-4600. A Lock Haven man is now facing charges of sexual assault. 19-year-old Demario Bear was first arrested on January 4th on charges of walking around Robb Elementary School with a handgun. During the incident, the school was put on lockdown and a perimeter was set up around the school. According to the Clinton County District Attorney's Office, Bear is now facing additional charges for a total of 48 counts of sex-related offenses against a minor. Police say they discovered evidence of Bear's alleged sex crimes, which include statutory assault, indecent assault, and the corruption of minors, during the investigation of the lockdown incident. Bear remains incarcerated and bail has been set at $40,000 for the new case. And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.